All right, we are here at Calvary Baptist Church in Tremonton, Utah, and it's our sea theme this year, but next year's theme is the wilderness theme, wilderness wonders, and we'll be having as one of our subjects, commonly called Bigfoot, also called Sasquatch or Yeti, and there's some other names that I cannot recall at the moment, but anyway, we'll be talking about this creature as, well, it's of the ape kind. And of course, evolution has tied in with man. They think that man is related to the monkey. And it's really a shame, but that's what they believe. But fossils have been found of a giant ape-type creature called Gigantopithecus blacki. And so that would fit perfectly with this subject matter we're talking about, called Bigfoot. And I have with me our friend Jerry, and she's going to tell a little bit of what she experienced when she was, 11 did you say?
Yes.
11 years old, and you were with your parents in, Idaho was it?
Yes. May, Idaho.
May, Idaho. Okay. And what was it that you saw?
We were up high in the mountains. We had traveled up there at a cow camp to take the cows. My dad worked for a rancher, and we went up to the mountains to take them to the summer range. And my mom and dad were out on the horses with my younger brother and sister taking salt to the different spots to drop it, and my sister and I and my two brothers were left at camp, and my sister and I was sitting on a blanket, and we were coloring and listening to music, and my brothers were using sticks, and they were banging on the trees, and we kept telling them to be quiet because we couldn't hear our music very well, and so we were laughing and kidding with them. And then we noticed and we heard something that was different and caught our attention, and there also was a kind of an overpowering odor, but we kept hearing this sound, almost like a groan. I don't know. We were laughing back and forth about it, saying that it was a cow or something that was hurting, something to that effect, because we didn't know what it was. It was just strange to us. And we kept listening and kidding back and forth. It wasn't anything that alarmed us at that point or anything.
Did it sound like it was very close?
It sounded a little ways off. We couldn't see. There was a big row of brush trees that was in front of us, and we really couldn't see beyond that point where the trail went, back behind there. So we just thought maybe it was cattle or something. We just had never heard that before, but the smell, it was a rank odor. I remember distinctly smelling and saying how bad that smell was, and we were teasing the boys about it, saying, giving them a hard time, but we just kept hearing something as if it was coming through the brush, and we were all pretty close to each other. The boys were probably, maybe, I don't know how, maybe I would say as close, probably 7 or 8 feet from us, right by the trees right there.
So two brothers and you
Two
and
brothers,
your sister?
and right.
Okay.
My sister and I, she's 10, was 10, and I was 11.
Okay.
My brother was younger, and was a little bit younger than that. He was 9, and then the older brother was 12 at the time. And then all of a sudden we were hearing the brush, and so I reached over and we turned the music down, and then all of a sudden it came into the clearing, and there was we had 2 cottonwood trees that my parents put, or my mom, I should say, put a rope in between because we used it as a clothesline between the 2 trees. And it came around that brush and stood in that clearing right there. And we all were, my sister and I honestly couldn't take my eyes off of it. I was horrified. It scared me to death. It was huge. It was massive. It was tall. Its arms were down to its side.
You think it went to its knees with its arms?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Its arms were long.
Mm.
Yes.
We're here with Jerry.
Yes.
And you are
Larson.
Larson?
Mm-hmm.
Jerry Larson. And talked about Bigfoot this morning. And Jerry has seen something she'd like to tell us about. And so Jerry, how old were you when you saw?
I was 11. I was in the summer of my 6th grade year. My sister and I and my 2 brothers, we were all at the camp. My sister and I was sitting on a blanket. The boys were just messing around.
Where was this camp at? And how
This
far?
camp was about, I really don't know. I know we went up on, traveled up dirt roads and went up about 30 miles out of May, Idaho. My sister and I were sitting on a blanket coloring, listening to music, and we heard like a moaning, groaning sound. I don't know how to really describe it, except that we thought maybe it was one of the cows or something in pain. The closer it got, like, what is that? And then we smelled a horrible, distinct smell that I cannot describe other than it was horrible. And nothing I had ever smelled before, nothing that I will have ever smelled since, and definitely nothing that I want to smell again, let's put it that way. And then, before we knew it, we were sitting on the blanket here. Directly in front of us, we had 2, cottonwood trees that were young cottonwood trees. And all of a sudden, we just were silent. What I saw was a massive, it was cocoa brown. It was standing on 2 feet, and it walked in between those cottonwood trees, and it was as tall, very taller than the cottonwood trees. And that's how, the only thing that I can describe that it was so massive is because of that. We were petrified of that experience, and something that I will never forget.
Wow.
It was massive, huge. I can't describe anything other than it was hairy, it was cocoa brown. It stood on 2 legs, with long arms to its side.
Did you catch a glimpse of its face?
Yes, its face was like textured, like almost like, I want to say, maybe rough leather. At the time when I was that young, I had no idea what it was, and it was years later when I actually seen a video of of somebody capturing what they say was Bigfoot, stepping over a log. And when I seen that video and it looked over his shoulder, that's exactly the same thing that I saw. I said, that's right there is what I saw.